Y'all know this look good. Tell the truth. Give me some hearts. Let me know in the comments what you think of this meal. Welcome back to our channel, y'all. This is Kisha's Crumbs, where we are catching crumbs straight from the master's table and passing them right on to you. So we have our all veggie Sunday meal that we are making today. I said, why don't I just go live and show them? Well, not go live, but why don't I just record and show them how I'm making this? Because I know most people don't shuck corn and don't make fried corn. We're not making fried corn, but we're gonna go through the same process with removing these corn kernels from the ear, as though we're making country fried corn. But I wanted to show y'all this. I am so pleased. Now I'm not gonna do this in my hand, but this is a knife sharpener. I am so pleased to have this type of sharpener in my life. Because I could vividly remember my daddy sharpening his knives, and he would have to hold that iron thing, and he would use his hand motion like this and go back and forward. And it just took a lot of coordination to be able to do that without cutting yourself. I'll have to show y'all that in one video. I've learned how to do it. But this knife set, in which I'll show you the knife set, I will put it up on the top right side of the screen or somewhere on the screen. This knife set, or one similar to it, I got from by watching a YouTuber's video. His name is Dame Dash. Y'all go and check him out. His channel is Life with Dame Dash. It's his vlog channel. And Flavors by Dame Dash is his mukbang channel. But anyway, he has a knife set like the one you see pictured on the screen now. And I thought it was so beautiful. I like how it sits flush against the counter. So I purchased one myself. I don't know if it's the same brand, but it's the same, made in the same fashion. But I like that it comes with this sharpener that says this is fine. You use this opening for fine and this opening for coarse. So, that's talking about the type of chop. I don't know if y'all can see the writing on there. Yep, you can see it. Fine and coarse. So, unlike the old school sharpeners, in which I'll go ahead and show you now what the old school sharpeners look like, because I do have one. This is an old school sharpener where you would basically come like this and go like that. You would flip your wrist. See how I'm doing? That's what my dad used to do. He always sharpened his knives, as we should, right? So that's old school. You see how they have these little lips to protect your hand in case the knife slips, but you do it in a really fast fashion like that. See, I'm already messing up. That's how you sharpen the blade of your knife. With this, we're gonna go through fine. I just gently, I can pinch it with my fingers, use my nails and everything. And just do it like this. Or you can just lightly seesaw it back and forth. Make sure you get that tip. Isn't that convenient? Like they say, they're making everything ergonomic now, so this is comfortable because my hand, both of my hands are resting. I'm not putting any pressure on the knife because I don't want to damage the sharpener. I'm just moving back and forth, tilting it a little, making sure I get the tip and the bottom of the knife is close to the handle. And you really should sharpen your knives often, y'all. I don't do this nearly as much as I should, but trust me, when it comes time to me really needing a sharp knife, then I'll take it out. But I just wanted to share that with you all since this will require a sharp knife. Let me just wipe this off. Right, this won't take long at all because so you can clean your dishes. But I just wanted to show you all. You just come down. You don't want to dig into the flesh of the corn, right? What you want to do, because you don't want the corn is more tender at the tip, the part you see here. So that's the part you want to cut off. You don't want to put too much pressure against what's behind the kernel because that's where it gets a little tough. So you just go straight down. Have you all ever seen someone do this before? If you're old school or grew up around or with your grandmother, and it's best to have something to catch the flying kernels, but look how beautiful, y'all. God is good. Look how beautiful that is. Right? See, I'm just cutting the tips off. And I'm showing you all this because I'm actually going to include this with my, it's not really a goulash. And it's not a succotash, right? Because I won't have any meat. But I'm going to make some more cut okra for my non-meat Sunday meal. I'm going to do some more cut okra like y'all have probably seen me do throughout the week. And I said instead of baking this corn, let me just take it off the cob. And I can actually mix in these fresh corn kernels. So see how beautiful that is? And let me show you one more thing. I'll place the knife here. Now let me show you what you do after you actually get those kernels cut off. And that cutting was such a breeze. It was such a breeze since we sharpened our knife. But let me show y'all, and I really know this from, I'm sure my grandmother did it around me, but I watched my mother do this all the time. Now, if you're making country fried corn, it will be just as simple. You cut it off, and then you take your spoon, right? And you see how I have my spoon turned down. Not like you're about to eat out of it, but you're going to turn it down because you want to get all the milk that's behind these kernels. We didn't cut it off because the closer to the core it gets, the tougher it is. We cut off the most tender part of the kernel, and now we just want what's referred to as the milk out of here. Can y'all see that? Get closer to the camera so you can see what it's making. See how it's taking all that out? Look at that compared to this. That compared to this truly looks like a beehive, right? With the openings. That's the part with the milk still in it. So you just kind of have to scrape it. You can't, oftentimes you can't go down in one fell swoop. It's just like you're scratching it with the edge of your spoon. And that is considered the milk of the corn. Y'all see it coming out on the plate? Baby, there's some good eating. I can't have any meat right now, but give me the meat of this corn any day. Look at that, and that's what it makes. This is what makes a beautiful, beautiful fried country southern style corn is this, the milk of the kernel. All right, we'll be back. Like Grandmama used to do. Like Mama still does. Didn't that look good enough to eat already? And it is. Old school is a cast iron skillet, a lot of butter, maybe some milk for some people, and if you add milk, a little flour to thicken it up, and you have some country southern style fried corn. But we keep it fresh. We're gonna keep it fresh, and we're gonna mix it up with some okra and peppers and onions, and we're just gonna enjoy a fresh meal with nothing added with this fresh corn. Hey, y'all. I don't know when we'll be uploading this video, but this is my Sunday dinner. I'm having a no meat dinner on today, so I wanted to make my meal a little heartier than usual. And I've been doing mostly stir fries. When I don't just eat raw veggies, I've been doing stir fries. So today, a little more of the same thing. We have the corn, but the new thing about the corn is that you can see it's not on the cob. I have actually taken the kernels and the milk from the corn off the cob. Oops, saw that in the intro. And then a new member of the family is our kale. Since I can't use oil, no meat, no seasoning, not exactly sure how I'm going to prepare that. Initially, I was going to put it in the stir fry with the rest of the veggies, but I think I'm going to cook it separate. So we're going to wing that, and I'm going to be honest with you about how it tastes. And right here, we have some red bell pepper. We have garlic. We have my all-time favorite, as you all know, white and yellow onion. I wish I had some green onion, but I don't. And then on the cutting board are the tomatoes. So I have this pot that is warm, this skillet I should say. And then we're going to do the kale in this little guy right here. Okay. So I know one thing about kale is that it takes a while to get done. It will certainly take longer than these other vegetables we have. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. Lucky me, I don't know how I'm going to prepare it, but let's just, we can't have any oil. So let's at least start with some water. Just going to put in some water out of the teapot. Okay, I don't want to boil it, but at least that moisture will help me get it tender. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this. You know, we all use this as a cleanser anyway, a little bit of a probiotic. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little of this apple cider vinegar with the mother in there. And it tastes good and it's good for you, honey. You know you winning. So that's just to flavor the water a little bit since I can't put anything else in there. And then we're gonna put some garlic. Right, we just want to flavor the water because this is what our kale will be cooked in. I think this smidgen of garlic. And then maybe we'll add some onions. We're going to add onions to flavor the water. I have some parsley in the fridge too, but parsley probably won't give much of a lift to this kale because kale is green and parsley is green, right? so just like it can't add any color to the dish, I doubt it's gonna add any flavor either. So I won't worry about the fresh parsley. We're just gonna stir this up. So we have apple cider vinegar, we have garlic. At least that apple cider vinegar, you know, when it cooks down, a lot of times because I use vinegar on my Brussels sprouts, and I like how when it cooks down, it has a little bit of a sweet taste. It's kind of sweet and tart. So that's why I put that garlic in there. And then it's gonna cook down with that onion. So that should be good. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'll move it over this way some. Just give me 1 second to adjust my light. All right, here you go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I should say. You see how that's boiling on up? So I'm going to take my beautiful kale and I'm going to put it right in. Some of them might fall, but I'm going to put it right in. If you watch my cabbage video, and if you watched your grandmother and or your mother, you know that with any greens, you put some of them in, then you kind of press them down. This is my pot, so I'm just going to throw that kale in there. Press it down to get it kind of moist, and I'm going to lower my heat, cooking principality, because I want this to steam, right? I want to keep the little bit of moisture that I have in there. Now, you might say, well, Kisha, why don't you add more water? I'm not going to add more water because I don't want to boil the kale, right? I want it to maintain its texture for the most part. You can't stir fry it because it's a little too tough to stir fry without oil. It's not, it doesn't have enough water in it, in and of itself, to actually work that way. So, but I don't want to boil it. Oh, it's beautiful though. I'm excited. It's beautiful. I don't want to boil it. I want it to somewhat steam, but still maintain a bite. Still maintain a little bit of crunch. So, we got onion in there. If I had some ginger, I would put some ginger in there. But I don't have any. And now that we have all of it in there, I started to get a little more, but I think this will be enough with all the other veggies I have. Now, I use the initial onion to what? Flavor my pot. Remember, that's what we always do with greens. Now, I'm going to add a little more on the top to actually cook with the greens. And then at the end, if I want some onions that really have a bite remaining, I can still add a little more raw onion towards the very end. But see how that's looking? That is wilting beautifully already. So I have my handy dandy stainless steel pots that my mother was so kind to buy for me. And these things are really, really thermal. By really, really thermal, I mean they hold heat. So I know cooking principality, you need to know your cookware too, y'all. Forgive me for moving around, but hey, I don't have an assistant. Not on this meal anyway. I need to get the lid. But cooking principality, you need to know your cookware. You can follow the exact recipe and the exact steps you saw somebody else demonstrate, and your food may not come out the same. It may, just say if you're frying chicken, your chicken may come out undercooked, golden and crispy on the outside, but still raw on the inside. Well, you have to have the same type of quality pan that you saw that person use. Because you need good cookware, y'all. I'm telling you that if you intend to do more than boil water or fry egg, you need good cookware. So I know that these pans are really, really thermal. And so I could put that top on there, turn my heat down, and let that rock out while we move over here. Okay. And here is where we will start to prepare, right? That's regular yellow white onion. We have raw garlic, but it is paste. Keep that in mind. This is not chopped. So in terms of how fast something will cook, if it's a paste, it's going to cook faster than the chopped garlic would, right? Then we have bell pepper. That green is just a little kale that got mixed in there. Our red sweet peppers, I should say. We have our corn. And of course, we have our tomato over here in the corner. Now, you know tomatoes have all that water in them. Oh, how dare I forget the star of the show, y'all. The star of the show. And this really is a trick question because most of you probably don't even cook okra. I know a lot of people don't like it. And then some people use only fresh. And some people do use frozen, but not many people even like okra. But this is the star of the show, y'all. I'm an okra fanatic. I really like pan-fried okra even more than breaded okra. So keep this in mind too. And I'll tell you, if you don't already know, because this okra is frozen, it's going to cook rather quickly, right? If it were fresh, then we would actually have to put a little water or chicken stock in the pot to get this skin around the okra or the exterior of the okra to break down. Because you can't just fry that and it's softened unless it's frozen. But fresh okra, you have to cook a little differently. So we're talking about this frozen okra. Now, I want to go in. Comment down below and tell me what your thoughts were. Tell me what order you thought the veggies should go in the pot. All right, and if you can't tell me about everything, the order of everything, at least tell me where you thought we should start. Okay, what I'm going to do is start with my onion. Could start with my corn. Why do I want to start with the onion? This is really just a personal preference. Y'all, again, this is, hey, straight from your confectionist. I love to flavor my pan with aromatics. Whether I'm sauteing something, whether, you know, I'm starting a pot of beans, whatever the case may be, I like to go in with my aromatics. Plus, me putting this on the heat first in the pan by itself is going to break down and release the sugars in this onion. If I were to put the onion in after just say something that has water in it like the tomato or even the okra, something that has water in it, if I put it in there afterwards, then my onion really wouldn't have the chance to toast up and release all of its individual flavors. And because I love onion, I love the flavor of onion, then I know that's what I want. So see, just like I'm toasting them almost, but I'm helping them out and they're helping me out at the same time. Let's just put that in the pan first. Then I'm going to go ahead and go in with some garlic. I could also save the garlic, not to the end, but probably after the corn and before the peppers. But I don't mind this garlic flavoring my pot as well. Let's just get a little warm. There you go. Loosen things up a bit. Okay, just enough to keep stuff from sticking. Hopefully you can see when the steam clears. Yeah, y'all got a great view. And see how those onions are caramelized? And color is flavor, baby. Color is flavor. Please catch these crumbs. Color is flavor. Right? I have no butter, no oil, just a great pan, some water, and some vegetables. So now, the reason I'm going to go in with my corn next is because I want this corn to really heat through, and I want it to pick up some of the flavors from. I'm going to save some of this for the girls. In case they want some fried corn tomorrow. I don't need all of that. See, I want my corn to have garlic and onion in it too. Once again, if I threw everything in the pot at once, then the individual flavor profiles do not have the opportunity to develop. I could throw it all in, but that's why I'm not. Now look at that. So now, before I incorporate anything else, I have this beautiful corn that is being married with the flavors of this aromatic onion and that garlic paste. Ooh-wee, baby. Ooh-wee, KG. Yes, indeed. You know, the corn doesn't take long to get done. You could eat it raw if you wanted to. It probably won't be the best for your digestive system. But my point is, in terms of trying to determine what to put in the pot first, you know, we're not putting the corn in early because it takes so long to cook. We're putting the corn in more or less from a flavor standpoint. We want that corn to encapsulate these flavors that we seasoned our pan with. Did y'all know vegetables are seasoning? Baby, that's why the Trinity is what it is. I hate it for people. I don't hate people who don't like vegetables, but I hate it for people who don't like vegetables because you are truly missing out. Vegetables are seasoning. Okay? So now we got that heated through. Make sure y'all can see this really good. See how beautiful that is? Ooh. I'm hungry too, y'all. I haven't eaten anything all day. I've just been working. Let me get y'all back right down in this pot. Okay. See, out here trying to stick just a little bit more. Remember I told you cooking principality, moisture. You have to know the balance. So on this, we just want enough moisture to keep things fluid and not sticking. Alright, that's all we're adding a little bit of water in for. And I really hate I have to add it in because what is it doing? It's watering my flavors down. Just really can't use any form of seasoning. So I have to be extra sure that I don't water this beautiful pot down. Now we're going to go in with the peppers. Now the reason I'm going in with my peppers next is because I don't mind there being a bite to my peppers, right? I want them to have a little crunch to it. If you don't like crunchy peppers, then what would you have done? Hopefully, y'all sound good. Hopefully, you would have put the bell pepper in much earlier so that it could have a chance to saute and soften. Look how pretty this is, y'all. Baby, we got us a succotash going. This reminds me of my mom because she loves cooking succotash. I almost don't want to put any tomato in it, but the reason why I am, y'all, if you see the stuff that I'm eating while on this fast contains a lot of the same vegetables, I just want it to have body. I want it to be filling. So if I eat it, if it's a vegetable and I eat it, and it goes well with another vegetable, I'm putting it all in there so I can be satisfied as much as possible at least. Okay, so you see that? And I love the freshness and the crispiness when you don't have meat to enjoy. I mean, you might as well eat the vegetables as you know, fresh as possible. You want to put some heat on it, but you want stuff to be crunchy. You want to actually be able to enjoy the entire essence of that vegetable. These are sweet peppers. See, that's why I'm using a sweet pepper versus a green bell pepper. Because green bell peppers are not bitter, but they don't have the sweetness that the red and yellow and orange peppers do. So that's why I'm using red. Okay? If I had some chili, some green chilies in a can, I could add that in here. You know, you could use this up. But I'm just using what I have. Alright. I'm going to add my tomatoes in last because the tomatoes do have so much water. I'm going to add my tomatoes in last. And So next I'm gonna go in with my okra. The tomatoes only need to like heat through, right? A tomato is a tomato, excuse me for regional. A tomato is a tomato, they only need to heat through. So, and they're gonna provide the moisture, and this little bit of water cooks out. This way we'll still have a little moisture. We know we can anticipate all of that tomato juice to come from our chopped tomatoes. Ooh, who's excited? Now y'all know this looks good, don't you? Now what I should do is put some parsley in here. This is where I should put the parsley. Right? At least for color, especially since I don't have any green onion. I don't know how I keep running out of green onion because I love green onion. But now, we're going to go in with our frozen okra. And I'm putting all of it because I can eat my weight in okra. Okay, so we made sure that we didn't overcook our bell pepper or our corn before we incorporated the okra, because we know that the corn and the bell pepper are going to continue to cook with the okra, right? So that's how you determine when you start introducing different things to the pot. You know how long your okra is going to take, so you take that into consideration in terms of how long you should cook. Stir around in that corn and the bell pepper before you add it. Okay? Beautiful. At this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and put in, because I'm going to put a lid on this thing and let it pan fry. I can honestly say this is pan frying, right? Even though we don't have any oil, it is just the heat in the pan. The heat in the pan with the content, so it's a pan fry. I guess you could still call it a stir fry as well. That's what I'm doing, y'all. We just don't have any oil. And this is the beauty. This is how people eat clean. This is why those, cookware manufacturers start making all the different cookware with either copper. This one has copper in it. You know, my other ones have enamel painted inside. And so that's why they start using that type of material to coat the good cookware, because people want to eat clean. Technically, you can cook this stuff without oil and without butter. That's what clean eating is. We use oil and butter because we want to, right? But you can eat clean. Good pots and pans help you do it. Alright. So I want to just put just a smidgen more to help this out. When I put the top on to help this thing, put a smidgen more of water. Get my lid, y'all, in a second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yes, Lord. Hold on. Hold on to his unchanging hands. Yes, Lord. Yes, Jesus. Okay, I'm going to wipe this off. I still have corn on it, so y'all have to forgive that. And I cooked the corn earlier, but we're going to put this Calphalon. Even though that's not a Calphalon pot. This copper pot didn't come with the lid, but I'm so grateful that this Calphalon top, see? This Calphalon, it fits it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we're going to let this cook for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll be back to add the tomatoes, y'all. And then we'll take a peek at our kale. See, I'm leaving the kale undisturbed because I want that steam to stay trapped in. Right? So I'm not going to lift that lid. Because if I lift that lid, then I'm going to compromise the cooking time on the kale. I want it to cook, get done, or get to my desired tenderness as quickly as possible. So that's why I'm leaving the top on. Okay, so we'll be back to take a peek at both in just a sec. All right, y'all, we are back, and this pot is saying something. Do you hear me? Can y'all see the steam coming from that pot, baby? It is talking back. It is talking back. This turns up. And what oh my God, I promise you, the steam from this pot, this steam smells like Mexican cornbread. I tell you no lie, because I can smell the sweetness from the corn. I can smell the fieriness from the peppers. And of course I can smell the garlic. The okra don't really have a scent, but y'all come in and see what we got. Ooh-wee. Let's see. Just a little char. That's what you want with your okra. I don't know, you might not, but that's how my mama always cooks hers. So we put it in a pan that we don't mind scorching a little bit. We like our okra a little scorched. She actually likes hers a little more scorched than mine, but yeah, so the okra will scorch when you do it like this, or even if you had oil in the pan. But that's the way we eat it. It's gonna be fiery. So now I'm not scraping it too hard, but I am pulling some of that char flavor from the bottom of the pan. See how I'm doing it? See how you see it on that corn? Because it's going to have that fire roasted flavor. Ooh, baby, this is not a game. Y'all tell me this doesn't look good. I'm going to turn my fire off. Tell me it don't look good, y'all. Snatch these crumbs. Yes, indeed, Lord. So I can't wait to get into that. Now let's slide over a bit. Sorry, I had an alarm go off, but let's slide over a bit and look at our kale. Y'all ready for the reveal on the kale? The kale is kaling. The kale is kaling, y'all. You see it? Let me bring it over a little bit. One day I'll have lights all over here. Right now I just have most of the light on this side. See how beautiful that is? Look at it. Ooh, I'm going to be strong when I finish eating this, honey. I'm going to have extra muscles. Extra muscles. Isn't that beautiful? And see how the onion retained? It didn't, its form, it didn't just disintegrate in the pot. Y'all can see that onion? Yes, that's what we want. We want the onion to have a bite to it. No sense in me tasting it because I can't add salt anyway. I was just looking for a certain level of tenderness. Okay. See, this is still cooking because I still have it on that hot eye even though I've turned the fire off. So I'm just going to stir it one last time. And then I'm going to let y'all watch me fix this plate. I'm trying to make me a beautiful plate today. I've been eating raw most of the week. So today, I decided to make me a beautiful plate. This is Sunday dinner. The no meat edition. And as you can see, I decided to leave the tomato off, y'all, because I've been eating tomato as like my midday snack and meal, whatever else you want to call it. Tomato is what I've been eating throughout the day. And I've been eating it all week. This is just a string from a sweet potato. But as y'all can see, I have this beautiful sweet potato that I baked in the oven. It is so tender and so good. And so now I'm going to just scoop some of mine. And we can call this succotash, can't we, y'all? I don't think most succotash doesn't have meat in it anyway. Sometimes my mom will put like shrimp or smoked sausage in hers, but hey, we put shrimp or smoked sausage in anything we can. So this is certainly a succotash. Now, y'all, I'm sorry, but I was just amazed at how bright and vibrant these vegetables are. Look at that sweet potato, y'all. This is no filter. This is just this plate under a direct
Yes,
light.
indeed.
And
Look how
oh my God, it
beautiful.
was just beautiful. You'll hear me talk
Beautiful is
about the
what my
sweet
children say.
potato. I
Beautiful.
forgot
Oh
that
my
my
God, y'all
potatoes
just
were
keep piling
organic.
because it is so
I don't know if that
beautiful.
had something to do with
So
it. I'm
beautiful,
sure it
y'all.
did, but those sweet potatoes were
Ooh,
delicious.
onion still got
And
the
even the
crunch.
texture, it was
I see if
like
I was doing my
satin on
mukbang
your
already,
tongue.
baby, I go to the table and
Delicious.
sit down. If I had my room set up for a mukbang, I go in there and sit down and talk to y'all for a minute while I eat. But that time will come. I don't have a spot set up for that yet, but it is coming. Trust and believe. Okay. So now let me get a fork, and we are going to put some of this beautiful kale inside of our bowl. Everything has onions in it. You best believe it, because that's how I like it. I love onions. Oh, y'all should see, organ meat is not all that good for you. By organ meat, I mean livers, gizzards. I don't eat kidney, but for people that do eat kidney, that's what I mean by organ meat. It's not all that great for your digestive system. But baby, when my mom used to make the calf liver with gravy, I would tell her put a whole onion on my piece. That's how much I love onion, y'all. Seriously. So here we are, y'all. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at my Sunday dinner, no meat edition. Look at it, y'all. Of course, we're going to give you an overhead view. Overhead still shot, but I just wanted you to see. Stop jiggling phone. See the sweet potato? It's full of natural sugar, so we are going to have some balance on this plate as it relates to sweet versus savory. A tad bit sweet, tad bit savory, because our greens have the apple cider vinegar, and then we have the sweet from our potato and the sweet from our fresh corn. So this is indeed a balanced meal. All we're missing is some meat, and that's all right with me.
I'm hot, be careful, she average, I'm pressure, yeah. I'm pressurelicious, yeah. I'm pressurelicious, yeah.
All right, y'all. Now that the Sunday dinner is done, let's go in for a taste. All right, y'all. Now that Sunday dinner is done, let's go in for a taste. Ooh, child. Let's see what this kale is doing. Is it killing the way it was supposed to have kale? Let's see. Yeah, I know. I love letting you hear that bite. Because texture is just as important as taste. It has a lot of chew on it. I would say, excuse my flamboyant lashes. I've been doing a Shein haul, so I decided to put some lashes on. But I would say most people would probably want these a little more tender. I don't mind, especially with it being accompanied by the onion. It's like you got the tad bit sweet, tad bit salty, and the greens with the real bite to it. Pick your finger in the air. Wave it like you just don't care. But then you have the onion. When you bite into that onion, the onion is more tender and it's all sweet. So there you have balance. Kitchen principalities. Let's try our succotash. Gotta be just as good, right? Y'all know this look good. Tell the truth. Give me some hearts. Let me know in the comments what you think of this meal. Y'all, oh my God. Baby. That corn is so sweet. And because I didn't cook it too long, I didn't put too much water. I just put enough moisture in the pan to help it stir fry because we didn't have oil above them. That corn, that kernel pops when you bite down on it. And this sweetness comes out. Let's try sweet potato. You know this good. You want to balance the texture too? So that's when you come and sop up some of that sweet potato. Baby, it's all good. You know how we do it in the South. Put a little bit of it all in your mouth. See, y'all got me getting too excited. Now I gotta get out camera. Y'all know y'all hear that crunch. Y'all, I'm so glad. Excuse me talking with my mouth full, but y'all, I'm hungry. I'm so glad I took the time out to make this meal. Because I could have just eaten the sweet potato. I put the sweet potato in the oven much earlier. Look at how vibrant this plate is. Y'all know it's no filter. It's nothing but the light. This is life. Do I love not eating meat? Of course not. But it's a sacrifice. Literally. You try it sometime. Lord, I might not end up perfect. But just make sure I come out this fast better than I was. And I already said this, so it is done. Because I'm sacrificing. But y'all, this is good. This is good. And I know you can look at it and tell. It is delicious. I'm about to get off this camera so I can go enjoy the rest of this meal. Y'all stay tuned for the next upload. I don't know if we'll be uploading this video with the Come Cook With Me Sunday dinner, no meat edition, or Mariah actually provided a cooking demonstration earlier today. So I don't know which one I'm going to end up uploading. Whichever one is the easiest to edit and the quickest to edit, because I stayed up a long time last night editing yesterday's video. Y'all want to know the truth? Want me to tell you a secret? I don't normally even eat sweet potatoes, so the Lord already working with me because this is so good. It has not a bit of butter, not a bit of sugar. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us today. Please click like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and share our channel. We want our dinner party to be as big as possible. So thank you so much for tuning in to Kisha's Crumbs, where we are sure to catch that crumb from the master's table and pass it right on to you. Y'all come back and see us. Thank you. Have a good evening, and God bless.